Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about our first requested video, and we're going to talk about the square root and the square of a number and what exactly that difference is. So the requested question is over here on the left, and it is asking what is the square root of x minus 1 squared. So before we get into that, I'm going to talk about, very briefly, the difference between the square root and the square of a number. So a square root is when you find what number times itself equals x. So in this example that I give you, I have square root of x. So in these two examples I'm going to give you, I'm going to call x, let's make it 2. X equals 2. No, x equals 4. Okay, so square root of x. So if I put in 4 for x in this equation, I have to go back and say find the number, what number times itself equals 4. So I'll say, okay, well, 2 times 2 equals 4, so that I know that the square root of 4 equals 2. And knowing the square root of a number is one of those things where you really just need to take the time to learn it. I would suggest learning your 2 through 12. So like 2 times 2 equals 4, 4 times 4 equals 16, 3 times 3 equals 9, all the way 2 through 12. That way you really know those off the top of your head, and it's not one of those things that you have to think about and look up. And also those are the most common ones that you're going to see anyway. So moving on to the next one, I have x squared, which the exponent in this is the 2, and that's what makes it the squared of the equation that you're trying to find. So finding the square of something is finding the value of a number times itself. So if I put 4 squared, because I did say I was going to put x equals 4 as my number for both of these examples. So if I have 4 squared, that is essentially saying 4 times 4, right? So that 2 tells me that I need to multiply 4 by itself twice, okay? And that equals 16. So 4 squared equals 16. So with that, I can tell you those are the differences between the square root and the square of a number right there. So it's really important to note that the square root and the square of a number, these two things are opposites. Okay, so this is the square root is asking you to find what two numbers multiplied by itself equals a certain number, and this was saying multiply the number that is given by itself however many times. So these two are opposites. So whenever you see these two things, they cancel each other out because they mean the opposite. So for example, in the same way that plus, addition and subtraction are opposites, multiplication and division are opposites, square root and square are also opposites. So it's in the same line of thinking as that. So when I go to the question that we have here, I have, again, square root of x minus 1 squared. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to say, okay, well, I have the square root symbol there, and I have my squared there, and I know that both of those things means that they are canceled out. So all I have left is x minus 1. Okay? So because of that, I know that I am done, and that is just sort of the simple and easy way to understand the question. Alright, so if you need any more